James says, talk about an overview on why society has given up freedom for the illusion of safety. Because people want free shit. You can't have free shit without giving up freedom. It's just the way that it works. So what does the state do? What does the government do? It says, here, you can have this for free. You can have this for free. But you have to take our jab when we tell you to. But we're going to give you money and it has to be spent on whatever, right? You're going to see central bank digital currencies being programmable money by the government telling you, if you're asking for free shit, how and what you can spend it on and possibly when you need to spend it. You might only have access to that money for 15 days for it to get pumped into the economy. I was talking about this with George Gammon the other day on my Playing to Win podcast. You should go check it out. It was an awesome talk. I'm going to have him on again in the future. But that's what people vote for. And, when in doubt, when we talk about women too, it's like, don't listen to what they say. Oh, I just want a nice guy I can cry on his shoulder and he's got to be sturdy and reliable. And, she'll go off and bang Chad Thundercock because he's the exciting guy. So you watch what they do. You don't listen to what anybody says. The same thing, with people's voting patterns. Watch what people vote for. The government that you get is the government that you deserve. If the vast majority of the population wants free shit and they vote for a big ass incompetent government that, hands out free shit at the expense of your freedom, then just take a look around at your neighbors and your peers, right? Okay, let's keep going down a few more of these. How your family influences the way and how you deal. I don't know what that question means. Try to be clear when you ask these questions on the community tab, guys. Oh, here's a good one. Talking about education, university, self-development, etc. So I did a video the other day. I think it was the last one that I released, in fact, where it's for 20-year-old guys that are going to university, college, any kind of post-secondary where they might be studying for something in a co-ed environment, let's say, where there's men and women in the environment. The importance of education isn't as significant as it used to be. Even when I was a kid, like if I'm being honest, even when I was a kid, the importance placed on getting a college degree or a university degree was insignificant. Today, even more so, if I'm being honest. You should never let school get in the way of your education. I want you to listen to me say it again. Never let school get in the way of your education. And I'll tell you what I did. The last, I think I had 6 months left of college. And my dad was starting up this business, and he had this sales road trip that he needed to do. I was a young man at that point, right? So he said, look, I'm going to do this trip. I think you're going to learn something from it, but you're going to have to take time out of school, college, at the time, to get through it. And I'll tell you what, in the 4 days I was on the road doing sales calls to different customers that he was setting up, doing some business with, and the social aspects of it and the travel aspects of it and the meeting in the boardroom and all that stuff. And I'm a young man wearing a suit that doesn't really fit me properly, watching what's going on, with these people. I learned more in that 4 days than I did in 2 years sitting in a classroom. And that's even worse today, because not only do you generally not need to go to post-secondary for anything, unless you're going to be a doctor, lawyer, accountant, surgeon, like anything that requires a professional designation, piece of paper, fancy foil on it with little letters after your name framed in mahogany. It goes on the wall and it tells people that you're important. If you don't need one of those, I wouldn't recommend going to any kind of post-secondary, because not only do you, is it a waste of time and money, and not only the debt part of it, because you're probably not going to have the money from your family or a grant, but also the element of the toxic environment that it actually is today, right? Because it's been overrun by toxic feminists, if we're being honest. If you go back and watch that video that I did the other day for a friend, these kids are dealing with things that I never had to deal with when I was in school. Our biggest problem then was like, well, does she like me? Because I just want to get the girls out. And today it's like, well, that is a problem for them. And then it's like, if they make contact and something happens, or there's intimacy or there's interest, these girls can file Me Too's. It's just believe all women. There's no evidence that's required. At first, you're guilty until proven innocent. And I've seen lots of kids thrown out of school, unable to complete their degree, had their degree stripped of them, unable to completing the mandatory testing that's required to complete, all because of a point and sputter from even a girl that had been ghosted by a guy. For example, he just didn't like her and didn't want to see her again, saw what she was made of, and she made up a Me Too allegation sort of thing. So I've seen these things happen. And I don't think that the importance of education exists today anymore. I've been saying this for years, actually. I've made several videos talking about this, whether it was in podcast form or I was being interviewed by somebody. I've talked about this many times. Look, I got to show you this one. Oh, I can put these up on the screen while I'm at it here. So check out this guy's handle. This one over here says, it's got a picture of Fat Derek and it says, "Less dates, more on my plates." Anyway, that's a channel that I've watched. I didn't realize there was parody accounts out there commenting on my shit. Your take on the dating world in its present state versus the past, as well as how it is in different countries. Where do I move if I don't want to settle for having a family with a 304? I think the where do I move part is a moot question, right? Like, go to where you're treated best. And as I stated earlier, be maneuverable. If where you're at doesn't work out for you anymore, can you pick up and move and go somewhere else? I don't think that people are setting up lives and worlds today like my great grandparents did, where they would just buy a plot of land, farm it, get some small livestock or a little bit of livestock, and then live in the village on a few acres of land, married to your the first girl that ever touched your pee-pee until kingdom come, because that's just the way that things have pretty much always worked back then. The present state today is very much different. So the where do I move part, I don't do the where do I move. I don't prescribe locations. You guys are grown-ass adults. You can figure it out for yourself. But maneuverability and picking a place that you treated best. But more importantly, are you well sorted? Because I'll tell you something. I've talked to a lot of guys privately that do the where do I move sort of thing, and they think they're Sigma males or some shit like that, like some outlier that's like a special kind of alpha, but they're really just beta males. And moving somewhere, if your belief system is already broken, means that all you're doing is you're moving from an environment that's potentially more hostile, still being a plugged-in beta, to an environment that's potentially less hostile towards men and fathers. But you get my point, right? It's the whole unplugging thing. Hey guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that short clip. If you did, consider supporting the creation of content by checking out my supplement line. Pinned in the top comment below of this video in the comments, there's a link to the unpluggedalpha.com/shop. When you click through, you'll be able to land over here, and the entire lineup is broken down by category that it performs best in: estrogen metabolism, fat burning, your foundational essentials for health, immune health, performance, and testosterone support. If you check out with coupon code ALPHA10, you'll get 10% off on your first order. There's also the option to use the subscribe and save model, where regular shipments will be sent over to you on a regular basis, and that gives you a little bit of a discount, and your supplement facts are always broken down over here. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have an awesome day. And again, check out that link. It's pinned in the top comment below in this video. Peace out.